called up and said, "Hey, Orion, I got an offer for you. Would you be interested in coming over to this company? We'll triple your salary. We'll give you unlimited paid time off. We'll give you a promotion. And we'll make sure that you never have to work on any of the projects you don't want to work on ever again."
I'll take it.
You're at least going to consider that offer strongly. And the vast majority of people are going to say, you know what? There's no problem here, but I have to do this for my career. And that's what a lot of guys hear, especially when they're young, when the women break things off, because in the vast majority of cases, that's what women do. They say something like, you know, "You were great. I don't have any complaints about this. I just have to do this for me. This is something that I need to do for myself right now." It's the same thing. And everybody will understand at that company that this was the right move for your career. No one is going to say, "Oh, after all we've done for you," it's like, it's a fucking job. It's business. And if that person were in the same position, he or she would also have accepted the offer as well. So we don't need to get on our high horse and pretend to a righteousness that we probably don't possess. So the best way to attract a woman is to be a woman's best offer, to be a woman's best option, okay? And this is no small feat, because when you're 18 and you're a man, you have fuck all. Like, it's extremely difficult to be a young man in today's society, and it is not appreciated at all in popular culture. It's very, very difficult because at 18, women don't want you because you have nothing that women want. You don't have any wealth. You don't have any status. You don't have any emotional maturity. You're not ready to settle down and have kids. You're useless. You're just a big throbbing hard-on. And you can't even use that to transact for anything of interest for the woman. And you're kind of useless to men because you have no skills, you have no experience, you have no mastery. You're a liability on the fucking team. Like, I can help you, you can't help me. God forbid I have to fall, because are you going to catch me? Absolutely not. So it's like young men are double fucked. They're at the lowest of the low of all of their status hierarchies that they have to compete in. And they can be that way for 10 years. Because it can take about that long to develop an emotionally compelling lifestyle that might be the best option for a woman that that man is authentically attracted to. Okay? So what do men have to do? They have to do a lot. And the first thing they have to do is they have to learn how to wait. So this has to do with let's call it the normalized sexual marketplace values of men and women, according to the research. So women's normalized sexual marketplace value peaks at 18 years old and drops precipitously from that day forward. It never rises again. Men's normalized sexual marketplace value is lowest at 18, gradually rises up until about 40, remains constant for about another 20 years, and then slowly declines into old age. It isn't until 30 years old that the average male sexual marketplace value exceeds the average woman's sexual marketplace value for the very first time. This means that women's default action is to act. Like, all things being equal, they will never be in a moment where they can demand the relationship they want from the man they want to have it with than today. Because for the vast majority of women, this is when they're going to have their highest valuation in the sexual marketplace. So their default is to act. On the other hand, most men will never be more disadvantaged in the sexual marketplace than they are today. With each passing year, they accumulate more experience, more wealth, more status, more prestige, and these are the things that are instrumentally connected to women's attraction to men. So the first thing that men need to learn how to do is to wait, because it could be a while. It could be a while before they can start to enjoy an advantage in the sexual marketplace. And most guys don't get there, in the sense that they commit and foreclose before they experience that possibility. It's not a coincidence that the average age at first marriage in this country is 29. Remember I just said that 30 is the day when, or the year when the sexual marketplace polarity switches for the very first time, and it never, ever returns. So most marriages happen at the last moment that a woman enjoys a power differential over the man in the sexual marketplace. This is the smartest fucking thing that she could possibly do. Because if she were to wait another year or two, she might not have been able to get that same commitment even from that same man. Because she will have declined a little bit, and he will have gone, and he'd be like, oh, well, wait a minute. I'm starting to get some options here. I kind of feel attractive. Women are kind of showing themselves that they're interested in me, maybe for the very first time, you know what I'm saying? But most men never get to a place where they are more attractive than most of the women that they're dealing with. And so they think that it's almost like just a woman's right or an innate privilege to have that kind of attraction. It's not. It's just the consequence of being in a favorable moment in the sexual marketplace. Men don't always get there. They have to play their cards right, but they might get there eventually later in life. Like a Division I athlete, or a professional athlete a little bit later in life, a partner at a prestigious law firm, a politician. These guys, they understand that because they've played their cards right, they have incredible optionality with women these days. Okay, so men need to learn how to wait. So what do they have to, but they can't just sit there. So that men have to do three things, really, to become attractive to women. And these are things that I am extrapolating in the context of my metaphor for the sexual marketplace, which is a big dock, like a pier where all the ships moor, right? Is that women are looking for a captain. And there are three things that men have to do to become a captain. They have to build a boat, they have to learn to sail, and they have to plot a course. Build a boat, learn to sail, plot a course. And those three things can take 10 years at least to do. And if it's going to take 10 years, you might as well get started, right? So build a boat is a metaphor for your lifestyle. It's going to take two things to build a boat. Resources, because wood ain't free, and it's going to take knowledge. The knowledge is a part that doesn't get a lot of airtime in today's society. Everyone's thinking about the money. Money is extremely important. But if you don't have knowledge about how money works, you're not going to be able to keep the money if your fool ass actually lucks out and is able to get it. You know, if you don't understand what women are and how they operate, you're not going to be able to keep one if you actually have the good fortune to attract one into your life. Do you understand? So the knowledge that we're looking for is awareness for how reality actually works. Not how we want it to work, not how we think it should work, not how our society tells us it's supposed to look, but how it actually works. Because if we can understand the principles and the laws by which reality operates, we can flow with those currents. And we won't be vulnerable when we're out on the open sea. So we need resources, and we need the knowledge and experience to be able to maintain all those good things that we built indefinitely. Because what's the point in taking a castle if we can't keep it, right? Then we have to learn how to sail, which is the development of some kind of mastery or expertise. The fact of the matter is that women want successful guys. And successful men are not necessarily virtuous men. They're not necessarily good men. They're not necessarily the best men or nice guys. The fact of the matter is that successful men are men that other people want things from. That's it. Successful men are successful to the extent that lots of people want things from them. The more people want things from you, the more successful you are as a man. If nobody wants anything from you, no one will give you the fucking time of day if you're a guy. That's just how it is. Now, this is the flip side of the male. This is the male experience to the equivalent to the, let's say, the sexual objectification that women complain about and experience. Oh, men just want to fuck me. It's like, yeah, kinda. And if they didn't, they wouldn't be talking to you.
Yeah, this is very true. I've just been listening to a lot of things that he has been saying. But to the last point that he just said here, I think it's very, very important to let this hit home. Don't just listen to it and let it pass. In the sense that you need to provide value. You need to provide some sort of, exchange for people. There's nothing that is free, really. If you really want to be loved, if you really want to have a lot of things that you want from other people, because it's also your own selfish want that is making you want those things from those people. You need to offer something in return. You need to be useful to people. That's why, like he said, successful people want things from them, and because of that exchange of value, that you are going to be able to be compensated a lot of times. That is what gives a lot of people a lot of money, gives people fame, gives people love, like people around them. They have something good, something of value to offer. It could happen with also good looking people as well. They didn't really work for what they have, but they got it, they had it naturally, and people adore things that look good. People want the shiny object. Because of people who want that shiny object, that is the value, and you have that value. And when you have that value, it is easy to, receive, likes from people, favors from people,